Good evening and welcome. Please let me know if you can see and hear me. If you can see and hear me, you can just indicate in the chat. Okay. So I can see that Rukiba can hear me. Please can anybody else confirm that I can be heard and seen? Okay, everyone, good evening again. I'm really sorry for that break in transmission. I had some technical difficulties here. So please just confirm that you can see me and hear me. Again, thank you.
I can see you and I can hear you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, good evening, everybody, and welcome. My name is Angela Edhere. I am a member of the steering committee for the Innovate for Impact Designathon 2.0, and I'd like to welcome you all very warmly to this information webinar where we're going to be talking about what to expect from the Designathon 2.0, the things that you would be required to have, the process for registration, and any other detail that is important. So with me here, I have another member of the steering committee and the co-founder of TIDA, Dr. Abdulhammed Babatunde, and Mubarak Alimi is also on this call, and we would be facilitating this webinar this evening. So welcome, everyone. Please, I would like to remind everyone that you should have your microphones muted throughout the duration of this webinar. Please note down any questions that you might have. You can write your questions in the chat box or write them on a piece of paper on your phone somewhere, and then later we will address the questions in a Q&A session. So can the slide be seen? Is the slide being projected?
So I think Abdulhammed dropped. I can take over and share my screen.
Oh, good evening. I would also like to introduce the founder of Our Voice, Our Lights, Oval. Omoyeni Ayeni is here with us, and she would also be facilitating in this webinar. So Yeni, yes, please, could you share the slide? Thank you very much. Okay, so what we're doing today, we're going to go through a general overview of the Designathon 2.0, the Innovate for Impact Designathon 2.0. We're also going to walk you through the application guidelines, and then we'll take a brief question and answer session to address any questions that you might have. Next slide, please. All right, so a lot of you might be wondering if this is your first time at your first time engaging with an event like this. You might be wondering, what is a designathon? Well, a designathon is a collaborative event, and we have teams of people working together to solve a specific problem that has been stated prior, and it's usually within a limited time period, usually 48 or 72 hours. And the purpose is to foster a dedicated network of innovators creative thinkers to think outside the box and develop innovative ideas to pressing challenges or problems within our environment. It also provides an opportunity for participants to hone their different skills in design thinking, problem solving, and project management. Next slide, please. All right, so about us. So this Designathon, this is the second edition of the Innovate for Impact Designathon. And it is a program that is being, there's two organizations that are collaborating to bring this about. We have Our Voice as Light, OVA, which is a non-governmental organization that cares about the voice of youth. And so OVA's mission is to encourage youth and young people to use their voices to talk about things that they're passionate about and foster positive change in our environment. And of course, you can follow OVA on Instagram and on Twitter to find out more about the things that we do, our challenges, and projects like these in collaboration with companies, with organizations like TIDA. So you can follow OVA, you can check out the website for more information about the vision and the mission of OVA, and to also know what other programs that you can be involved with. And then we have the Innovation and Design Thinking Academy, TIDA. And TIDA is a design thinking academy, a design thinking hub that brings innovators and creative thinkers together to solve problems. And so on TIDA, it's a digital interface that you can register on and also learn more about design thinking, register for courses, and start your journey into innovation and creative thinking and design thinking as well. So you can go to tida.ng and learn more about the courses that are being offered there. You can also follow TIDA Academy on Instagram or on Twitter to know more about the programs, just like the Innovate for Impact just like the Innovate for Impact Designathon that are happening and when they are happening so that you can be a part of it. Next slide. Okay. Can you still see the slides?
Sorry, 1 second. Abdulhammed is about to take over.
Okay, no problem. So while we're waiting for that, can you just put in the comments how much you're looking forward to this event that is happening very, very soon in September? And you can also leave some comments about some of your expectations from the event. And don't forget to ask questions, things that you're not clear about, things that you want to be intimated with before we get into the question and answer session. All right, so this particular Designathon, our aim is to co-create. We want you, participants, to co-create feasible, easily implementable, and sustainable social innovations to address areas of SDG 3. So last year at the pilot Innovate for Impact Designathon, we focused on 4 SDGs. But this year, we're going to be streamlining and focusing on SDG 3, which is good health and well-being. And this year's Designathon, unlike last year's Designathon that was a competition amongst 4 teams, we're actually prioritizing collaboration rather than competition. And we want simplicity rather than sophistication so that we can have more ideas, more ideas going out into the world, more voices reaching people in our society for more positive impact. And by the end of this exercise, we hope that every participating team will have a ready to launch social action that can facilitate and foster societal change at the grassroots. So be excited because everybody already is a winner. And our hope is that through this program, we're able to touch our societies at the grassroots in ways that will steamroll change at the top. Please, next slide. So we're focusing on 4 major parts of the SDGs. We're going to be focusing on sexual and reproductive health, climate health, mental health, and gender-based violence. So this Designathon 2.0 will be focusing on these 4 main parts of SDG 3. And these are where we want you to think about what problems exist in these various spheres and how you can provide innovative solutions to these problems. So at this point, I'll be handing over to Dr. Abdulhammed Babatunde to tell you more about what to expect from the Designathon.
Unfortunately, it seems like Abdulhammed is having some network issues, so I think I'll be able to take over. Thank you so much, Angela. So just an overview of how the timeline would be. Currently the open call is open and it will be open to August 6th. So during this time, I hope you're able to put together a very good application. And our reviewers will review these applications and make a decision by August 23. So we're hoping by this day you'd find out if you're accepted and more information about how to get to the location and just way more details that you'd need in terms of logistics. As you probably already know, the Designathon would be from September 6th to September 8th. So this is from a Friday to a Sunday. We're hoping that this will allow you the opportunity to still participate fully, even if you are, even if you're enrolled in classes or in school. I think Abdulhammed is back now, so you'll be able to take over.
Yeah, thank you very much, Yanni. I can share my slide now.
Okay.
So good evening, everyone. My name is Abdulhammed Babatunde, and I'll be talking about the Designathon overview. So like she said, the application is currently open now, and it's closed by 6th of August by 11:59 p.m. Nigerian time. And the application is very short, and we're going through it now also. So you try to apply, and then you hear from us by 23rd of August. The Designathon date is 6 to 8. That's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's Ibadan, Nigeria. So what's a typical day for the Designathon? You might be wondering what really happens at the Designathon. So the Designathon typically will start by 9 a.m. By 8:45 a.m., we expect participants to be on ground, to be on seat. So for this year's Designathon, it will be there won't be accommodation, so you'll be coming from where you stay, and expected to be around by 8:45 a.m. And then we'll have some warm-up session, and we're starting by 9 a.m. on that day. By 12:30 p.m. to 1 p.m., we expect to have our lunch, and we'll continue with the session for the day. And by 2:45 p.m., we have a short break, where we'll have snacks to catch up on. And then we continue with our session, and by 4 p.m. every day, we finish the session, apart from the final day, which will be finished earlier. So the first day will be more of introduction. Before the first day, we might have virtual session to talk about some things that are required for the Designathon. But on the first physical day, all fellows are meant to meet and then meet the host and the team. And then from there, we start with the co-designing session. So we'll be having a lot of session on the first day to have session to build our capacity about equitable health accessibility, advocacy. We'll be using some tools such as the root cause analysis, advocacy, and some other things. It's something that will be a very transformative experience for you to learn about advocacy and how to build something that actually really works in real life. On the second day, the team advocacy development continues. We have several tools that will be used to build some of the strategies for the 4 core areas, which is sexual and reproductive health, climate health, mental health, and then gender-based violence. So each team will have 5 members for each team, and that makes a total of 20 participants. 20 participants. And then each participant will have facilitators who are people that are young people that are already expert and already have field experience, and to guide us through the process of designing the solution. And then the TDA team will be providing capacity building session such as the design thinking areas and providing the tools that we need for this development. And then on the final day, we having stakeholders who are people, government officials, experts, and some other key personnel in each of these areas to listen to our presentation and also give their feedback. So it's more of a co-design session between the people the young people who are designing it, and then the expert also trying to reform it. Like we said, it's not a competition. So the goal of everyone at the Designathon is to make sure each of the four areas have very strong advocacy programs that can be implemented and it's very feasible and it's also sustainable. So it's more of like a co-design session whereby you pitch and then they try to guide you and then you follow up with that. And then we'll be having post-Designathon period whereby we try to follow up on the implementation and provide a mentorship. Please, can you still hear me? Hello, please, can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. So who is eligible for this? The first one is that you should be, well, not necessarily Nigerian citizens, but you should be living in Nigeria. You must, when you live, you should be living in Nigeria, and the age is 18 to 26 years. By end of this year, so you should be 18 or 20 to 26 years old. We are focusing on young people, and this is the age of eligibility. Also, you have to be committed to the 3-day program. So we'll not, because we have very limited slots, we will not be available for up to a day out of the 3 days. We'll not be able to select you. Then must be willing to continue working on a post-Designathon. So like we said, it's not a competition. It's not just about winning the prize. You must be ready to actually implement the project we'll be providing the resources and support that you'll be needing for that. And then, but you have to be committed to the post-Designathon period, which is up to 3 months. And then we'll be willing to collaborate and work in a team. So you are applying an individual, so you'll be working with other 4 people that you probably do not know before or you are meeting for the first time through this project. So you'll be willing to work with them for this project, and then you can actually build a long-term relationship through that. So you should possess some relevant technical skills and soft skills. You don't have to be experts, but at least you have some ideas or you are interested in learning at the spot. You have 72 hours, and then you can easily actually build a lot of capacity during those periods to do some basic stuff. So these are the questions. After this, we'll be taking question and answer so that we can answer some of your questions. So the first question, when you go through the application process, you see the apart from the personal information, the first one is why you're interested in participating in Designathon. And this is 1,500 characters. So the characters is not words. So technically it's like 200 words if you actually write it. So very short. So want it to be short and precise. So you are meant to put some things in mind. Are you genuinely interested in problem solving, creativity, and innovation? So do you actually want to solve problems? Are you interested in building something new? Are you interested about addressing social challenges? So you have to demonstrate some of these things, like why that you are passionate about solving problems. You have the social issues bothers you and concerns you, and then you want to solve it, and then you are interested in advocacy. Also, you should show this by probably how you have done this before. Probably you don't need to have experience like actual field work, but at least you should be following some of these things if you're actually interested in them, or probably taking some trainings on them. And then you have a clear and compelling reason for wanting to participate in this Designathon. So these are the things that our reviewers will be looking at. So we'll be having independent reviewers. We're not the ones reviewing. So also young people will be the one reviewing these things, and then they will be giving us the feedback based on your applications. So the next question will be about which of these are you passionate about? So you have to be clear about the one that you like the most: climate health, gender-based violence, mental health, sexual and reproductive health. So technically, probably the one that you've done something related to before, or you are just ready to explore it, and then or you have some personal reasons for wanting to go for it. So these are things that you might want to check. Who are interested in this particular area? So you want to show us that you have some knowledge, probably giving us some statistics about how big this problem is. We already have that in our in the application about the problem in Nigeria, but if you have some new stuff that you want to share, some genuine interest, probably personal experience or story, you want to share it at this point about why you are interested in this particular area. So you pick one of these areas and then you talk about why you want this particular area. You at the point of selection, we might still like probably give you some other area, but want to show interest why you want this specific area that you've chosen. So the next question is describe one advocacy project that you have seen or heard about. So like we said, we are very open to seeing someone that is very new to implementing project that has not probably, we even prefer someone that is not yet occupied with implementing projects. So you want to share probably why it caught your attention, how you get to know about this, how you got to get interested in advocacy projects, the one that you've heard before or you have done before. So you might have watched, for example, probably Slum in Chess, for instance, and then you probably like the way it is done or something. You might want to describe the one that you've seen before and why you think it makes sense and why you also want to go into advocacy. So you want to talk about either the one you've seen before or the one you've done before. So you want to show us the impact of that project, what you think is interesting about the project, and then have you, so we don't want something that's very vague. You want it to be specific, like where did it happen, who did it, which organization, what people that benefited from it, what were the long-term effect or short-term effect of this advocacy program. So we just want you to at least do some research about advocacy projects while filling this application. So the next one is what skills do you have? So you don't have, like I said, you don't have to be an expert in a particular skill. So this is also 1,500 words, very short. So you just want to show, okay, I have this. Probably you say you have writing skill, you've written this and this before or something like that. You have graphic skill, you have user engagement skill, you have communication skill, leadership skill, and then show us how you possess this skill. Like maybe probably something that you have done before or something that you have passed through training before or mentorship before, regarding that. And then describe a situation where you worked to collaborate in a team. How did you contribute? How did you contribute to that team? So we want to know that you are someone that is a team player, you have worked in a team before and what you did. So you talk about what the team was aiming to achieve. What was your own task? Were you the leader or you had some specific task? And then you might also share probably you had some conflict, it's a normal thing, and then how you were able to resolve it or manage the crisis within the team. So it's something that is very peculiar to a team to have some period of conflict and then you're able to get over it. So you want to talk about how you contributed to the team and then so this will guide us in knowing if you are someone that can work collaboratively because Designathon is something about collaborating with others. So these are some other things. Are you living with disabilities? This does not determine whether you get selected or not. You just want to have some ideas about people that got that are filling the form. Do you have any medical condition that we need to be aware about? Any allergies? And then be transparent. It's important that we have some relevant and necessary details because we'll be having you for 3 days. So for this, you might also want to share some other things that are relevant to the application that might probably guide us during the selection period. But this is very optional, you don't have to answer it yes or no. And then you can address any advantage that is not already covered by the question, something that you think probably can catch our attention, but our question did not cover it. So you might want to share it here. And then also, if you are resubmitting, probably you submitted before today, you can include it there that this is your new submission after the previous one. So like I said, try to show and don't tell. Try to show us what you have done and use some specific examples. So be truthful, your team, your role, and your overall Designathon experience will depend on your responses. So we want to be able to, because we are the one like joining the teams from our end, we want to know, okay, we are joining a team that have particular skill set together, which was something that we did last year, and it was very helpful. So we want you to give us what is actually the true thing. If you don't have a particular skill, you don't need to say that you have it. If you don't have it and you don't, if you share that, if you are saying that you possess a particular skill during the application period, well, you can still learn it before the designer so that so now I can take questions and I'll be happy to answer the questions. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Abdulhammed. So, you can drop your questions in the chat or raise your hand, and then Abdulhamid will be taking your questions. Are there any questions so far?
Yeah, while we wait for that, let me go through the questions in the form.
Okay.
So the first one will there be an art contest just like last year? Yeah, last year we had a art contest about peace. So OVA will be doing that probably in December this year, later this year, but it's not happening concurrently with this designathon. So just watch out for that, and they will be happy to share when it's open. There has to be a published author to participate. This is not like a research uh, hackathon. So it doesn't have to be someone that is published or not. We don't have any question relating to that. So how do I know how to contribute to solving health problems using technology? How do I pick a problem and contribute to solving it from start to finish? Thank you very much for this opportunity. I think you get to learn that more when you get selected for the designathon about how to solve problems more. Someone said I've participated in the designathon 1.0. Am I still eligible? Yes, our eligibility criteria is very clear, and it does not include people that have participated before. We are open to having them if you have participated before, because this is a new approach we are implementing. I have a lot of questions on mental health. Okay, you can probably reach out to mental health organization. Probably, I don't know where you are, but there's Mani, there's Asido. You might want to get more clarity on that. Okay, can past winners participate in this year's edition? Yes. Like I said, it's a different approach, and then we can still submit. We don't have any questions relating to that. I want to know okay, so those are the questions on the application form. So probably if you have some new questions, you can type it. I'll be happy to answer them. We still have a lot of time. Yes, is it that you don't understand or what's the problem? So if you are planning to apply, you can type yes in the chat. Let me know if people are still on this call. If you're planning to apply, you can put yes in the chat. If you want to talk, you can probably raise, okay, concerning sexual yes, like can an applicant focus on reproductive parts and not the sexual aspect part? Yes, it's the application question is about I think the only thing that is related to that is why you're interested in that area. So you might probably share why you're interested in the reproductive part. Anything that you're interested in that relates to sexual reproductive part, you can share it. And the reproductive part is also sexual part anyway. Okay, how many persons will be selected? Like I said, we'll be selecting 5 for each team, and we have 4 teams, so that's 20. Although, like there will be like a wait list period because some people might decline probably after being selected. So, for generally, just 20 people will be selected. Is it during the program that we get to design what we aim to solve, or we have to have an idea right from the application process? Okay, so no, you don't have to have an idea right from the application process, and we are using the design thinking approach. So you first day will be about understanding the problem, the root cause of the problem that you want to do, and then the second day will now be when everybody cooperates and try to bring solution to that problem. So you don't have to have an idea, and that's why we didn't ask you to share any idea, because we believe, and that's what we are trying to that's what we're trying to avoid and solve, so that you don't create an idea which does not solve a problem. So we want you to come with open mind, and then we'll be happy to give you the necessary tools and the capacity to actually identify the root cause and come up with solutions. So you don't have to come up with an idea for the designer. Just come with your open mind, your creativity, and be happy. Next question. Please, can I have a slide of the timeline displayed again? Okay, that has been displayed. So August 6th, deadline. Try to submit before deadline because some people, that the questions are very short, so it's something you can complete very fast. And hopefully hear our decision very soon, about within 2 weeks. And then happy to have you. So while we still wait, I will probably point to some people who I can see from the chat that were participants from last year, and I will be happy if they can probably share 1 or 2 things about their experience from last year. The first person I'll be calling is Edhere Adegoke. You can unmute yourself. Sorry for putting you on the spot. Edhere Adegoke, are you there? Edhere Adegoke, are you there? I'd like to hear from your last year's experience. Oh, you said you can't speak right now. Okay. Okay. Yeah, sorry, we will not be accommodating people this year. So if you are coming from outside Ibadan, you might have to like sort out that from your end. And it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So my come and enjoy the weekend with probably your friend in Ibadan or something. But trying to make it clear now that we'll not be accommodating people this year. So and then the designathon remote or physical. Yeah, it's physical. Yeah, it's not remote. It's physical in Ibadan. The venue will be announced probably before the designathon. Yeah, but it's within Ibadan. Last year, the venue was at the mini conference hall at University of Ibadan. So wait for extra 5 minutes. Probably we have new questions. We're happy to take that. Okay, the time of commencement, like I said, everyone is expected to be at the venue by 8:45 a.m. The session will start by 9 a.m. and I will be finishing by 4 p.m. Thank you for the questions, Adilapon, Ayomide. Addition, okay, ma'am, just type what you want, anything you want to say. And Peter, thank you for the question. Quinn, thank you for the question. And Caleb. So last call, in case there are any questions, Faith, Peter, others are AI, Queen, Adesheun, Belapon, Umani, Ayomide, Sidi, Goodness.
I'm sorry, I can't speak right now. I'm currently in transit.
Yeah, that's fine. No, there's no problem. If there's any question, well, let me know. I will be ending the meeting in the next 2 minutes if there's no question.
Sorry, good evening. Will there be will the recordings for this meeting be released? Because I'm just joining now.
Yeah, we are recording it. It will be on the application link, probably before Monday. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right. Once again, thank you for joining the webinar session today. And like we said, the Innovation and Design Thinking Academy is design thinking hub that is Nigeria, and we're passionate about nurturing young minds in Africa to build solutions to address social issues using human-centered design. And then we also build capacity and training sessions. We also try to provide opportunities for young and aspiring innovators in Africa. And overall, our voice initiative is an organization that is focused on trying to bring the voice out for people to solve problems relating to peace and transforming the community. Thank you very much for joining today, and we look forward to your application. Like we said, the overview of the applications that you submit, and then after the deadline, we will send it to independent reviewers who will be judging based on the criteria that we provided, and then they will give us their feedback, and we'll reach out to the selected participants. I look forward to seeing everyone by September. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye, everyone. See you in September.